This news program is proudly brought to you by Smart Start Breakfast Biscuits and Now Biscuits.
PM Marape calls on Governor Bird to provide evidence. PNG Power updates public on power outages. And NAS Fund reflects on two major crises in 2024. A very good evening. This is National EMTV News. I'm Malcolm Waira. Thank you for joining us. Prime Minister James Marape has called on the East Sepik Provincial member, Alan Bird, to provide proof on all the allegations he had made recently in a statement.
The alternate Prime Minister has claimed that he has been advised by a Deputy Police Commissioner that his life is under threat and police are monitoring the situation. Responding to the allegation made, Prime Minister James Marape in a statement probed that if he is telling the truth, who is the Deputy Police Commissioner concerned and which police are monitoring the situation. Marape called on Mr. Bird to provide the names of ministers, informing him about his phone being illegally tapped, and further called for the MP to point out which state institutions have been instructed to find anything illegal on him and charge him. Marape outlined that Mr. Bird needs to come clear on which apparatus of state have been put on full alert to hunt him down. Mr. Marape further stated that this is the first time he has witnessed an opposition nominee for the Prime Minister's post making serious allegations of his life being threatened. Marape further added that one does not get public sympathy and support from the public by uttering lies and slander, stating that as the head of the government, they do not take lightly leaders like Alan Bird who make false accusations to get public sympathy and support. Prime Minister Marape said Bird continues to make unfounded allegations against the government and outlined that this is not a game but an attack on the integrity of how the executive arms of governments are functioning. Marape further called on the alternate Prime Minister to formally lodge his complaints to the Independent Commission Against Corruption, an institution introduced by his government. Sharon Engnui, National EMTV News.
ICT Minister Timothy Matthew has clarified that the department he looks after has no control over individual Facebook accounts. He made this statement in response to the alternate Prime Minister nominee's post on Facebook, claiming that his page got notification to shut down. Minister Matthew clarified that this is Mr. Bird's own doing that has triggered this action from Meta.
In a recent post on the alternate Prime Minister's Facebook account, Alan Bird had posted a screenshot of a sponsored page being notified of a possible shutdown with the caption, "They are working to shut down this page. I just got this notification. Should we give in?" The short answer is no. Commenting on this, the ICT Minister Timothy Matthew, in an interview with this newsroom, clarified that the department he looks after does not control or monitor individuals' Facebook account.
We don't have anything to do with, controlling social media or Meta or one and something. How me talk to them, me foul there. Because we are not responsible for it. We are not even monitoring anybody on Facebook and all this. Facebook is straightforward. Everybody, they see the Facebook and they know all this. But, what the Honorable Alan Bird is saying is really something that me have long believe in. And he has to come out with the evidence. Give us all the evidence, not just screenshots to you and all this, because there are some things that we need to we can verify from
Minister Masiu further called on Mr. Bird to come clear and provide evidence not only to this issue but other serious allegations that he had made.
From the minister's point of view and from our work that we do, we don't interfere, we don't monitor anybody. This is a free country and people have the freedom to, say whatever they want. And I'm just surprised to see that, he's saying that the state apparatus and all this, all this is, I can't believe this, it's happening.
Minister Masiu further affirmed that the current government has no such intentions and urged for evidence.
Our government is not like that. There's no way that we have been instructed to monitor or to do anything about, what's in put his life at risk, nothing. I don't know where he's getting all that from. If he has the evidence, come out with it then. Show us the evidence so that we can investigate this and prove that they are true or not.
Sharon Engnui, National EMTV News.
Central Provincial Police Commander, Acting Superintendent Laimo Asi, has refuted a media statement published by another media house claiming police stations in Central are to shut down. Asi claims that no commander of a station in the province has made a statement on the closure of any police stations in the province.
PPCRC expressed disappointment with the media release and is now urging every police officer under his command to obey the higher management's decision. He said he had confirmed the information published was not factual. PPCRC emphasized that such remarks and coverage are viewed as media propaganda aiming to damage the reputation of diligent police officers carrying out their sworn obligation. In addition to disputing the media assertion, PPCRC urged these senior officials to follow proper process, indicating that all significant issues has to go through him before reaching the public. RC has now called on all police officers in Central Province to work as a team. Meanwhile, he says he has nothing to comment about on the reorganization of his new posting. He reveals that he has ambitious plans for the province police force and that he had been closely collaborating with local leaders and the elected leaders to combat crime in the province. Gladys Kila, National EMTV News.
Works on the Kwanl substation is in progress following the installation of a new transformer onto its sitting bay. PNG Power technical team have now progressed onto wiring the electronic and mechanical controls. This was announced by the PNG Power acting CEO, Nehemiah Narish, following a visit to the power station.
Nari says PPL workmen have been working tirelessly to get this transformer installed. He stated that technical testings have been done and remain hopeful that the transformer will be commissioned this week.
The new transformer has been funded by the Australian government through the ICT program that made it possible for us to install that.
Nari stressed that once the transformer is installed and energized, it will cease load shedding for the Kwanl substation feeder. Also taking the time to speak is PPL project manager Simo Kaupa. He said despite the bad weather condition, the installation or work on the transformer is near completion. However, they are on the last phase of the installation.
The last pending task would be to top up the conservator tank with 4 drums of oil, and then we'll run the oil test. We'll run the oil test again after filtering for next 6 to 8 hours. And if all goes well, we're looking at shocking it tonight.
Naris and Kaupa have assured their customers that PPL is on their toes to provide reliable and restore power supply. Gladys Kila, National EMTV News.
Meanwhile, Mr. Naris also took the time to provide an update on the continuous blackout experienced in certain parts of Port Moresby City.
Nari says inconsistent power supply is a result of a faulty transformer at the Konedobu power station.
We have a faulty transformer that we lost 2 weeks ago. Unfortunately, this has caused us a major inconvenience for our customers in the Port Moresby CBD area, the town, Konedobu, Badile, as far as Hohola as well, parts of Hohola including the Hilton Hotel. This has been greatly affected because we couldn't adequately supply them with reliable power.
He said the Konedobu power station has 2 major transformers. However, the loss of one has resulted on load shedding.
We have 8 feeders that goes out of this substation, and we've been putting, for each load shedding, we've been putting 3 feeders off. So that's a significant number of our customers who have been constantly facing disruptions to their normal power supply.
He further stated most notably Waigani Feeder 4, which supplies Morata and Gerehu areas, have also experienced inconsistent power supply in the last weeks. This is due to a high voltage line fall at the Gerehu stage 1 during the week and a faulty transformer near the Kopkop College. Mr. Naris further stated areas such as Gereka, Bautama and Magi Highway have been facing similar issues due to Boroko Feeder 8 having issues with distribution lines on a daily basis. PPL workmen have been dispatched to these areas to recertify this issue. Nari stated there are ongoing improvement work funded by the government through KCH to replace aging transformers, switches, conductors, and undertaking vegetation clearance to minimize outage and improve reliability. Gladys Killer, National EMTV News.
National EMTV News continues after the break. Stay with us. You're watching National EMTV News. Kwanl Services National Unit had a connected stakeholder forum today in Port Moresby to discuss issues of common interest regarding Kwanl Services operations. This also provided an opportunity for dialogue between stakeholders to have better understanding of their roles and ways to address issues encountered.
Specifically around hearing.
Kwanl Connect is funded by the Australia PNG Sub-National Program and managed by Kwanl Services National Unit. Under this partnership agreement, Kwanl Connect will add value for people with impairments in the project sites of Kionga, Bokadaru and Kokoda. It will identify patients with impairments, identify their needs and provide referrals for individuals with severe cases requiring specialist medical attention. This was further highlighted by Director of Kwanl Services National Unit.
Last week we had the e-screening training for our new recruits. We have recruited 4 clinicians and 4 technicians who will be working in the project sites. And they went through a e-screening training last week. Next week, they will go through the eye screening training.
Kwanl Connect is a 2-year project that aims to deliver services to persons with impairments and ensure that the services are sustained at sub-national level through trained personnel. Esther Gane, National EMTV News.
A memorandum of agreement was signed between the Ok Tedi Development Foundation and MiBank today to provide loan facilities to the small business women and men who aren't unable to access finance and to enable them to take part in SME development.
Okay, smile for the camera.
Ok Tedi Development Foundation, or OTDF, is the legal entity that manages community development benefits from Ok Tedi Mining Limited operations on behalf of the 158 Community Mine Continuation Agreement villages. It delivers projects through a unique partnership between mining, the people, and government of Papua New Guinea. OTDF is mandated to ensure the wise and sustainable use of wealth created from mining operation is available for community development and also for future generations. During the MOA signing today, the Chief Executive Officer of Mi Bank, Tony Westaway, states that this agreement fits well with their corporate mission at Mi Bank, as it is about wealth creation and giving citizens at the bottom of the economic pyramid a helping hand. Andrew Murray, the Acting Executive Director of OTDF, highlights the 5 programs as part of their support to the development of the Community Mine Continuation Agreement communities.
Focusing on empowering women to at least start up their SMEs, learning from the previous experience. We believe this time we should make improvements, and we trust that my bank will not let us down in that regard to make sure that their respective commitments under the MOU is fulfilled, and so we can achieve what we intend to achieve for our rural women in Western Province. Okay, so annually women receive in excess of 5 million kina from OCTD, and that compensation is paid to the foundation, and the funds are parked in different trust accounts. And the women, through the association, access those funding following the due process that we establish. So our process in terms of giving women the opportunity to make decisions on their funding is transparent, and it's done at the village level.
Mi Bank CEO confirmed that the bank is represented with a branch office in Kiunga and agents at Daru, Kiunga and Tabubil, that they have a desire to further extend the agent network in Western Province where it is more practical. Estagane, National EMTV News.
Meanwhile, women associations in Western Province will undergo a financial literacy training that will be facilitated by the Center for Excellence in Financial Inclusion. This was announced today following a memorandum of understanding signed between the OCTD Development Foundation and the Center for Excellence in Financial Inclusion in Port Moresby.
Under the OCTD Development Foundation, a non-profit organization, Women Association in Western Province will take up financial literacy training. The Acting Executive Director for OTDF, Andrew Murray, emphasized on their role in facilitating this program.
OCTD Development Foundation is a non-profit organization. Our operation is subsidized by OCTD. We manage the compensation for the respective communities.
Murray emphasized that this partnership between OTDF and CEFI to introduce financial literacy training will support the Western Province Women's Association.
Women can be financially equipped and abreast on the necessary requirements that will support them in advancing their SMEs in Western Province, and also will enable the women associations and OTDF to facilitate the opening of bank accounts and to meet our targets that we agreed to in the MOU.
The Executive Director for CEFI, Salia Ronashing, expressed that they will be developing various modes of delivering financial literacy and also identify other alternate mechanisms for delivering financial literacy.
Very, very important. We are trying to reach about 1,000 women entrepreneurs in the Western Province through the financial literacy training that we wanted to do. The strategy is that we will be training the local trainers who will in turn do the retail training for their people, because it's very important that we establish this relationship with the local training institutions so that it will lead to sustainability in the long run.
The Executive Director urged OTDF to identify these local trainers in all the communities to be part and parcel of this exercise. Louis Mangu, National EMTV News.
NES Fund Superannuation Fund Limited hosted its Chief Executive Officer's inaugural breakfast at APEC House in Port Moresby this morning. The event highlighted the fund's 2023 full-year results, its existing issues, and several new initiatives going forward.
As the venue filled out with guests from the fund's clients and partners, Chairwoman Tamsin Wardley reaffirmed the fund's 2023 full-year results.
Starting with the good news. In a first quarter that has been anything but good for many of us, last Thursday the NASFund Board and Management were very pleased to announce its audited results for the year 2023. The Board reported a net asset value of 7 billion kina and a notable net profit after tax of 597 million kina. This profit is double the prior year.
Chairwoman Tamsin also highlighted on the importance of superannuation in PNG.
As the country's private sector superannuation fund, we know the reason for our existence is to protect and grow your employees' retirement funds. For many, this is the only social security benefit they have. We hope that you, as companies and employers, see NASFund as one of the company benefits that you offer your employees.
CEO Rajiv Sharma gave presentation on the fund's programs, highlighting comparison in superannuation between PNG, Australia and Fiji, noting a need for more investment in the super area for the country.
RSA, we are also saying that tax rate on superannuations are higher in this country if you compare with the other countries. Australia has got 15% tax, we have 25% tax. And again, there is a tax on tax. So again, there are a lot of issues there which we're trying to get through it.
CEO Sharma also stated the need for more foreign investment for the fund.
Lower interest rate, they continue to affect our future interest income as well. It has not only impacted in 2023, 2024, 25, it will continue to impact because GIS rates have gone down to close to 6.5% from 9% before. And about 4 or 5 years ago, it used to be 10.5%. So that is really impacting us. And added with that, if I don't get FX, it will be very difficult to repeat such performances because more FX means I can go and invest in equities in overseas market.
Stalls from all NestFund clients and customers were set up to showcase their businesses outside the conference hall. Businesses such as Pacific International Hospital, Theodist, NCSL, PNG Air, Trends Beauty, CPL, Brian Bell, and many more. NestFund has several new initiatives in place that the fund will be running and encourages customers to be expectant for these. Francisca Anania, National EMTV News.
Following the fund's CEO's breakfast, NestFund Chairwoman Tamsin Wardley and CEO Rajiv Sharma took time to comment on the two main events that have impacted the company in early 2024, the January 10th mayhem and the ongoing fuel dilemma.
CEO Sharma stated that the unfortunate January 10th mayhem has resulted in loss for the fund as many of its main clients and partners were part of those businesses affected.
Impact of Black Wednesday, as we first calculated, was about 40 million kina, and this was on the basis of our investment in various companies on the basis of shareholding. So what we have done is, because number is not very firm as yet, because we're hoping that some support will come from government. If support comes, it means our losses, which we think is 40 million kina, will come down. Yeah.
Mr. Sharma further stated,
we have worked with all the peak bodies, taken the lead in forming informal consortium where we go and talk to government, we talk to all the employers who got impacted, and we basically put forward a number to the government that this was the total loss. So, and number three, while distributing our crediting rate for this year, 2023, we have held 34 million kina in reserve. If we don't get any support or loss is up to 34 million kina, then my next year result should not get impacted.
Also taking time to speak on the ongoing fuel dilemma the country is facing, Chairwoman Tamsin Wardley stated that the fuel issue is taking a toll on the company.
For instance, we own shares in PNG Air. As we all know, they've been struggling, to obtain fuel out at the airport, and have had to have a court order in order to obtain that fuel. But it's across the board. Everyone's struggling.
Chairwoman Wardley also stated that just like other businesses, the fund is doing its best to maintain normal operations. However, this does not exclude the fund from facing transportation and business issues.
Our staff struggle to get to work in the mornings. They need fuel for their vehicles. So yes, just like everybody else, NAS Fund is part of the community here in PNG. So as everyone's struggling, we struggle as well.
Francisca Anania, National EMTV News.
And now looking at the NAS Fund market report, the kina closed 1 point lower at $0.2656 in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, your kina was buying $0.2581 US, 0.3875 Australian dollars, 0.2286 euro, 37.58 Japanese yen. And looking at the commodity prices at New York closed, gold is trading lower, coffee closed lower, cocoa closed higher, copper closed higher, palm oil closed higher, crude oil is trading higher, copper closed higher. And on the stock market, the Dow Jones closed higher, the ASX 200 is trading higher, the All Ordinaries is trading higher. National EMTV News continues after the break. Stay with us. You're watching National EMTV News. The University of Papua New Guinea's Student Representative Council, in partnership with the Commonwealth Students Association, hosted a panel discussion to celebrate the 2024 Commonwealth Day at UPNG campus.
Celebrating the Commonwealth Day, the Student Representative Council have invited 4 panelists to advocate on youth empowerment and inclusion in the development of the country. Panelists who have spoken on their given topics were the former PNG's High Commissioner to the UK, Madam Winnie Kiap, CSA Pacific Regional Rep and Global Student Forum Steering Committee member, Dr. Bradley Yombon Kopio, CEO of Transparency International PNG, Ariane Kasman, and PNG Electoral Commission Acting Training Manager, Frida Joses. The UPNG SRC President Joel Rimbu stressed that they initiated this program with their partners basically to involve PNG students in the global communities in terms of education and other areas as well.
When we talk about bringing students across, exchange programs and stuff like that, we have to start from somewhere, and this is basically what the SRC is trying to do. To start up in some communication, we involve our partners like the British High Commission, the New Zealand High Commission, and some other partners that we bring them here, and then they see and listen to what we say, so that it provides opportunity for us to go out there and then, in study or probably job opportunities, or we bring the experts into our institution. That's where we start, and this is just a first.
Supporting the SRC President, the Vice SRC President of UPNG, Ni Yumei Paul, also elaborated.
We basically just want to give our students more opportunities, more avenues and platforms for them to interact with, all the while encouraging youth activism and really giving youths that voice, that space for them to step out, have their voices heard, have their opinions heard, and basically just engage in a more interactive session in just sharing. And in sharing, we were also uniting as well.
Louis Maingu, National EMTV News.
The Western Highlands Provincial Budget for 2024 has recently been passed, totaling to over 375 million kina. Provincial member for Western Highlands, Wairapa, revealed that most of the province's revenue came from tax collected from goods and services.
Internal revenue for the province include GST, liquor licensing, motor vehicle registration, bookmakers, cash office collection licensing, and other fees. Mr. Rapa reminded administrators present of the provincial funding by the national government.
Provincial government, give me big development. budget law, development province law, you mean. You must have it, Lord Slack. So, GST tax law, you mean, that's all give me good last of. People expect also next year, and must come good living to. People no sleep, people work some walk long. Tax side law, you mean, must improve, but so far, you mean, that really improved.
Priority areas for the budget include road infrastructure, small to medium enterprise, education infrastructure, rural electrification, and school fee program. Wairapa mentioned that TVET schools within the province will be given priority.
One of the major programs for this budget now, people have looking on TVET schools. People have got 7 TVET schools that finish the province, but people have got another additional, maybe 4 or 3 or something, TVET schools, building.
In attendance to pass the provincial budget for 2024 were the Provincial Executive Council members, the provincial administrators, and executive managers and the budget manager. Natasha Voy, National, EMTV News.
The Australian Doctors International has been praised for its operation in West New Britain Province since its establishment in 2021. Provincial Administrator Leo Mapmani acknowledged the organization's efforts for the last 3 years in addressing health issues in the province.
Administrator Leo Mapmani, during the opening of a new office of the Australia Doctors International, acknowledged the existing partnership between the Provincial Health Authority and ADI and touched on the significance of such collaboration.
So we need partners to come and work together. Like in the administration, our provincial government, we are partners with many development partners. We have UNDP, we have IOM, we have SIPA, it's from our national agency. Because of the social issues that we face, we alone in the province, utilizing our own resources, there is always a gap. So I am grateful that with the Australian Doctors International presence here in the province, we'll address some of the gaps.
He stated that the opening of this new office marks a significant milestone for both parties and gave assurance that the provincial government will continue to support this partnership.
Here will contribute and address some of the gaps in terms of our health service delivery in the province, working together with our provincial health authority. And I will conclude by saying that I am pleased to be here. And I will give you my assurance that us as the provincial government and the administration will continue to work with our provincial health authority, and we will continue to support our partners, development partners there with us in the province.
ADI CEO Tracy Tartnell, while acknowledging the efforts of all stakeholders to deliver these vital health services to the people, reaffirms ADI's commitment to continue its support.
Salute all the PHA workers who face these geographical challenges month in and month out, year in and year out, because you care about your people.
ADI for over 20 years has been sending volunteer doctors to providing clinical and allied health services to remote areas in PNG and providing educational programs to the capacity building for the rural health workers. Sharon Engnui, National EMTV News.
National EMTV News continues after the break with Trukai Sports. Stay with us.
Trukai Sports.
Welcome to Trukai Sports. Through the unwavering support and partnership of the Papua New Guinea Rugby Football League and Australian government, Rugby League has ventured into rural communities and schools in the country.
Acknowledging the support, Papua New Guinea Rugby Football League CEO Stanley Hondina said that this will also be a boost in the community space.
It is all across balancing in everything we do and all captured in our plan. And a good partnership like this only helps us to get better together as a team to do what we can and get our support. So thank you very much, and we're looking forward to working more. We also continue working in the community space, like Ben said. I think the community is where our best numbers are, the boys and girls and kids. So there's a few steps that I have for the community that we've been working on in the last month. Thank you to WACOM and the community rugby league team.
Hondina Feda said that PNG RFL will do its best to promote sports in communities and all parts of the country.
We are mindful of the community, and the pathway has to reach the community and pave the way for them to come through. Support like this not only focuses on the area of expedition development and the English space, but it further goes down to the community, and that's where we need a bit of support. And the support in the community, BNTR in the community, the big support in the community. We all have to put our hands together to support the community so that that kid in the village can have that opportunity that he deserves like everyone else to come through the system and a part of the UK strategy. So.
Jonathan Sibona, Trukai Sports.
With a vision to foster talent, promote sportsmanship, and enhance the profile of boxing within the nation, Island Boxing Promotions is proud to announce its dedicated mission to advance the landscape of amateur and professional boxing in PNG. Island Boxing will be rolling out a series of initiatives, including talent scouting, coaching clinics, and promotional events aimed at nurturing the next generation of boxing champions. The Port Moresby Women's Softball Association ended its grand final on a high note with a presentation this weekend.
In the B-grade women division game that started off at 10 a.m. saw Cebu were crowned queens after defeating Bess under the Messi rule with 17-8 runs. In the A-grade women's division saw the Bears beat Saints with 13-1 runs under the Messi rule. Port Moresby Women's Softball Association President Ian Soweni said he is happy with the team's participation and also would like to acknowledge everyone who took part in the competition. Soweni also said that the association will also run a corporate slow pitch competition. Jonathan Sibona, Trukai Sports.
That ends Trukai Sports. The Money Plus weather report is next. Stay with us.
Trukai Sports. Trukai Sports.
This weather update is proudly brought to you by Money Plus, with you always.
The weather forecast for the next 24 hours. For the southern region, Port Moresby City, cloudy with some showers. Popondetta, cloudy with few showers. For the Momasa region, Ley City, partly cloudy with brief showers. Vanimo, partly cloudy with some showers. For the New Guinea Islands region, Lorengau, cloudy with few showers. Buka, cloudy with few showers. For the Highlands region, Mount Hagen City, some showers and possible thunderstorms. Mendi, Tari and Wabek, some showers and possible thunderstorms.
The weather update was proudly brought to you by Money Plus, with you always.
And that wraps up the news, sports and weather for Tuesday, the 12th of March, 2024. From all of us here, pleasant viewing. Good night.
This news program was proudly brought to you by Smart Start Breakfast Biscuits and Gold Nuggets.